I think it have came down to, I think OKC didn't play a great game at all, and I'm a little worried going into Game 5 for them. I'm a little worried going into Game 5 for them.
Yeah, see, we in disagreement here because pertaining to easier baskets, SGA is going to continue to get the shot that he won. And that night was no different. Game 4 was no different. He got the shot he wanted. He went downhill. He got to his midi. He shot basically 1 3 coming down the stretch, which was a huge three that he hit. But other than that, he did what he do every night. And this is the problem pertaining to guys shooting so many threes in this era. I think Tyrese, like I said, played a good game. The only criticism is when they switched that pick and roll and he got the big man. A few times he settled for threes and he only
Lack
went
of
one for
aggressive.
seven from the he only went 1 for 7 from the 3 point line. And to me, that's a horrible shot. This is the problem with this era because they believe that they super skilled, but when it comes to taking advantage of a mismatch, they do a horrible job. And I think that was one of them. So he settled a few times on that pick and roll switch with a big, which normally that's his bread and butter. Like he eating for lunch. Anytime he normally get that switch, oh yeah, he out there celebrating. He out there having a good time, but that wasn't the case pertaining to Game 4. When he got that switch, he settled, I believe, 2 to 3 times with threes that didn't go in. And this is the problem with numbers, and this is the problem with result driven coaching because he hits that shot, everybody's cheering him on. It's a highlight in ESPN. No matter if he hit that shot or not, it's a bad
Bad shot.
shot. And
Yeah,
this
you know,
is
I
and this
agree
is
with you on that. But that's what I was saying, Mike, as far as I feel Indiana let them off the hook. I don't feel OKC won that game. And two reasons. One, you're speaking on with Tyrese Halliburton with when he getting that switch, letting them off the hook, which I was very surprised of because that's what got them to the finals. Right? Like I don't think, and we spoke on this before, I don't think OKC should be switching on that screen. That's number one with a big. And every team that have done that to Indiana got knocked out because of him, specifically picking on that switch. And for whatever reason, he did a horrible job picking on that switch last night. So I agree with you 100%. But that's part of the reason why I say Indiana let them off the hook. Then on top of that, when I'm saying with SGA got to his spots, but to me, it's not the easier buckets because they making him work. So it's not easy buckets. They making him work. They making him work too hard to get those shots off. And I think that's the only reason why he had it came so much down the stretch and him had to make those shots down the stretch. Yeah, it's shots that he make, but I still feel like he's working too hard for them. Still feel like he's working too hard. So that's why I'm saying I don't feel OKC played a good game at all. I don't think they had a great defensive strategy. I think they was let off the hook last night. And then I'm not comfortable with winning a 7 game series and SGA gotta take us home against that Indiana team. I think they are a great defensive team on the perimeter. Um, and I think if you're working that hard to get buckets down the stretch, I don't know. Like if Tyrese was aggressive and we had to look and say who was going to get the easier buckets, I think Tyrese is getting easier buckets going against the big on that switch than SGA going against what was it, the Nate Smith dude and the Nim. I forgot the other dude name that was guarding him on the perimeter. I think he
mm-hmm,
got to work harder against those two
them
dudes
hard.
than yeah, Nimrod. I think he got to work harder against those two dudes than Tyrese coming off of that screen and these dudes switching with Chet or somebody on him. If he goes downhill, I don't know if they win that game. That's why I just feel like okay. I mean, Indiana let them guys off the hook. I think they threw that away.
Look, you and I are in disagreement pertaining to how we saw Game 4. Did SGA say I'm MVP? Yes, he did. But it was a lot of other things that I believe OKC got easy, and that's why they was able to overcome the Pacers' pace and then the way the Pacers shot from the 3 point line. So normally a team outshoot you at the 3 point line. they get their pace, and they at home, normally that'll probably spell an L for you. But it didn't. Why it didn't? Because OKC dominated those guys in the paint. So they outscored them in the paint 50 to 36. So again, when I say the easier buckets, these are the easier buckets. Again, they beat them at the free throw line. They had an extra whatever 9 free throws or something like that at the free throw line. So these are easier buckets that I'm talking about. And I'm always going to call a bucket easy when SGA got the ball going downhill. I don't care who they put on him. I don't care if they put Neesmith. I don't care if they put Nemhard. If he get to his pull-up game, it's night-night. And you and I discussed this before. If they don't send that double team, SGA was catching it in scoring positions, and he was going downhill. Yeah, they was getting some bumps and all that, but he one of the best in the game to get back on balance and get to his midi game. So which one would I prefer?